The footage that's going to have been before this is probably a bit shite, as my camera, which was actually my phone, decided it didn't want to work no more. So I've tried my best to get my phone running again, which it is. I'm hoping it doesn't keep crashing, because it's annoying as hell. All the material scrap. The bloke was nice enough to cut it for me, so I could get it in before. Just didn't cut it very square. And to save me freezing my nays off, I've got a little waste oil rocket stove I designed in the doorway. It's made it very, very warm in here. It's rather nice.
McDonald's Big Mac. Bring it.
Have a bit of music on in the background. Break the silence. Well, I don't have silence, unfortunately, but a bit of background noise helps distract me from the other noise in the world, sort of thing. Even if I'm not watching it, I can still listen to it. It's a nice saw, this Evolution saw. I've had it for a fair few years now, and I was going to cut all this up with the donkey saw, but due to the fact that I sort of needed to cut this to get on with stuff, so I couldn't put the donkey saw on, let it slowly chomp through the material and get on with something else. So I sort of needed material to get on with anything. I thought, you know, I'm going to have to bite the bullet and go and buy a new blade. So you know, it makes an absolutely horrendous noise, but it's enough cut still like bloody hot knife through butter, or rather a, you know, relatively warm knife through butter, as I watched a video that Will Stouter put out the other day of a hot knife going through butter. Sometimes it doesn't work. Yeah, awesome little saw though. Heavy bugger, but great saw. That could be the reason why my phone keeps screwing up, is I'm blowing dust and stuff in its direction. So this is my super cheap welding table. A bit of 18mm ply. Just measuring it up now to make sure I've got the frames all square before I start welding them anyway. I'd love a weld fixture table, but unfortunately they're not only expensive, they are few and far between second hand.
Marsh Valentines? There's your answer. What a treat.
Oh, here comes a little baby MIG welder. I've had this for quite a long time now. It's the lowest powered MIG welder I've ever owned or used actually. It's only 135 amp, I think that's what the 135 was, but it does the job. I mean, I've welded sort of close to an inch thick, but obviously you've got to prep all your material and that, and channel everything out to sort of root weld it and build your welds out. We'll have to get a more powerful MIG set, because this is a little bit weeny. The other big issue with this little tiny MIG set is how short the leads are. It is a serious pain in the butt. Like, it's frustrating at times, especially these doors are about I think they were 2.3 meters like long, and you've only just about got enough length on that lead to like have the welder in the middle of the table or in the middle of the doors and hit each corner. You know, it's a good little welder, it does its job, but it would be nice to have longer leads on it, and I don't know if you can replace them, because I think it's all like hardwired into it. You can't just pop the leads out like you can on other MIG welders I've used, where it's very similar sort of to a TIG torch, where you can just sort of quarter turn it and your lead and your liner comes out. Oh god, don't tell the missus I was up on the tables again. The things you do to get into like a sort of comfortable position to weld a thing. I mean, to be fair, I could have probably walked around a table, but I've done some structural work and work on cars, and the positions you can contort yourself into to try and get to a weld is absolutely amazing, even at my size. You know, I'm quite a chunky lad, and I've managed to fit myself into some tight spaces with my arms reached out as far as they can, just enough sort of to hold on to a torch and just tickle the ruddy trigger with my finger to weld. These doors are already starting to get a fair bit of weight to them, I think, by this stage. Oh, take two. Here we go. Door number 2. Or at least frame number 2. I think we'll jump this one. Woohoo! Thumbs up. Must be good. Got to put some cross bracings on it yet, but I thought I'd measure that up so I don't screw my measurements up when I'm done. I'm not trying to work it out off the top of my head. I'm not sure what the footage came out like, but I used chemical anchors for them. Heater is absolutely cooking me in here. I want to do the hinges for the doors. I had a bit of a think about it. I gave myself 5mm of clearance around doors, left, right, up, down, you know. So they're a fairly close fit, and due to the weight of them, I went on Google, worked out the weight is around about 140 kilograms each. 3mm skin, 50 by 50 by 8mm box section. They're pretty heavy. Whoops. So what I've considered is picked up a bit of 20mm threaded bar. And I've got these, I think they're 3/4 inch through hole. It fits 20mm, is all I know. And I got some of these 20mm nylock cutters and some big 20mm washers. What I'm considering is, imagine this is a piece of metal, not a piece of wood. Take about 100mm of the rod, weld it in, and then have a gusset below it. Bolt with spacer, so that when this goes on, I can adjust the height up and down, is what I'm thinking. Also, due to the 2 bolts on this, I'll be able to adjust the doors left and right. Due to the weight of the doors, I think I'm going to have to machine down the threaded rod, so that I've got a piece of thread at the bottom, take the thread away for like a, shouldn't need no more than an inch and a half at the top, and then see if I've got any phosphor bronze to make some greasable inserts, because these doors are heavy. Whether that made sense or not, we will see, but that's what I'm going to go do. I had fully welded out the doors and cleaned them all up and everything at this stage. Unfortunately, I was filming on the phone still at the time, and the phone crashed and turned off, and it lost all the footage because it turned off, crashed, didn't save any of it. So I had the phone, I had a Goodman's GoPro type camera on the go, but the footage was such poor quality I couldn't use it on this, so I've lost all that footage. But yeah, the doors are fully finished, ground, welded up, fully welded and cleaned up, and with no bows. But that's all gone now, so I made a bit of a meal out of welding the frames up a little bit instead. I've kept a small amount of the threads, like at the minor diameter, so as when I put grease nipples on, it will allow the grease to sort of travel evenly up the screw, down the threads and out. Bit of a cheat. So I've got no bronze, but what I have got are these like repair patchy jobby things, which you've got a little bit extra inside for the for boring out, and also can machine them up for that. So that is what we're going to do. Let's go do these. I'm not going for a overly you know, high tolerance finish on this. I'm intending on getting some phosphor bronze at some point and turning up some decent bushes for these. These were mainly sort of test the concept of whether or not this will work. Remarkably, I think due to these parts sort of being cast and forged and that, both the copper fittings, or the brass fittings rather, and the eye bolt, every single one of these had to be cut slightly different to accommodate the same pin and the same bolt. So I'm not sure if that's like a bit of an odd shape on the bolts or a bit of an odd shape on the castings for the pipe fittings. But I wasn't taking a great deal off, and as long as they slid on, then it's all good. This Dixon's tool post is a bit annoying. You've got to really crank it up like that little lever and tighten it down. It doesn't lock. As you can see, it's moving now. It took me a second to spot it. It was starting to twist. So you've got to really bite down hard on that to get it to lock. I don't know if it's worn or what, or if it wasn't installed properly. I'm going to have a look. But, I still had to finish them out as well, so I don't know why I've shown you them yet. What's next? Cut some more steel on that saw. So, sorry about the lack of video in this for making these hinges. I'm struggling at the moment. I am trying to use my old phone, which keeps freezing on me and losing all my footage, which I've lost the footage for welding these up. I've been messing around and I'm filming now in parallel with my phone on, just in case it cocks up, because I've got a like an action cam and a little Sony handy cam that I picked up off of Facebook. Hopefully between the three of them I'll get some usable footage. So for my doors, like where they're so heavy and where you can't even see my face in this sodding video, why do I have to use the tool? So yeah, where they're so heavy, I want to make my own hinges. What I came up with was M20 rod, threaded rod, and I'm sure I'll splice in where I got the brass from for making the bushes. So this is just some that's I think 10mm, no that's 10mm, that's 15mm. All I've done is weld around it. Still got some BBs on there, but they'll come off and drill a hole. Now the idea of this is, depending, at the minute I want to make it removable, like the bars and that, just in case. But depending on what I decide, the hinge can be adjusted up and down. I've only got 5mm clearance around the door. So that would be sort of your pivot, and somewhere over here got some of these 6-inch long barn gate type field gates hinges. So what I've done, I'm going to drill these out and put a greasing point in them probably, and then same again, another bit of 10 and 15mm. This is just some plate that I've bent up. And what I've done, which I'll show you better in a bit, is this will be adjustable. Like where I set the actual hinge on the door can be adjusted. It should hold the weight. We'll see. So what I'm going to do Take the cameras outside, line yours up, and go from here, like there. There's one. I may have just tapped the door in the frame. Oops. Never mind, I'll kick it off in that. Right, technically I can't really do much more with them, I can just weld them up now. I need to get some strength to hang the doors. I just realised I've got the cameras aimed down. Oh well, do the next one anyway. Where's it? Fuck's sake. Okay, never mind, I'm going bloody loopy. Right. That needs to be kicked out a tiny bit. Now, depending on if I've cocked up or not, we should now be able to lift up the door with its hinges. So let's try. Most that's why these pins actually in. It works. So, right, let's do the bottom one. See if I can move you right back. So yeah, sorry about the overexposure yet again. It's annoying, but unfortunately this is the camera I've been using and it's not overly great in bright light. Plus I think the sun's somehow just about hitting. Must be reflecting off something, but I've got a new camera now. I've got a Sony CX405 I think it is. It's meant to be a good camera. Not too bad price neither. I found a second hand one. So I'll be filming on that and the little handy cam that I've got from now on. Although they're both handy cams. I just really want them to get some gas in. Because this is just getting ridiculous. It's been over a week now. It's been maybe 2 weeks now. Kind of getting desperate. Maybe gonna have to grab some fire extinguishers to finish these off. And my phone just gave up on me. Well, that's all the welding I can do. I'm out of gas. What a bitch. No, just got to adjust them up a bit more. Just removing a bit of the welds. They got quite porous towards the end of that bottle before it actually ran out. So the welds were a little bit bubbly, not overly great. Just cranking them up, lining them up. This is great actually. You can tip them, you can bring them in and out as well. You can even define where they close up to by how tightly they close to the door frames. Really like adjustable, these doors. I'm really happy with them. Oh, due to the gas running out, I can't finish the locks on this, so they'll be done in part 3 when I've got some gas. None of the hinges are finished, like being welded yet, because I've run out of gas. Where's that hinge there? That one's going to be somewhere around there. But